Good morning. Are you ready for a crochet along in the yarn room? Well, if you are, please join me. We are going to be making wrist warmers. Oh my gosh. Actually, when I made this one, it is a tad bit too big for me. It's still nice. I would wear it, and I'm going to make the second one in this size, and that's what we're going to learn. Hello, Goth Wolf Queen. You could even stitch it together here to make a little area for your thumb if you wanted, but I like it as a ruffle. Makes me feel like Prince and Purple Rain and all that. Anyways, you can wear it. I can't put it over this little jacket here, but you can put your sweaters, your coats over the top, and it would be, just peeking out as your little ruffle, and you wouldn't have a big sweater underneath it. But I think it's gorgeous, gorgeous. I love this yarn, and it is called I Love This Yarn, what we're using today. And hello, Mim Nolly. How are you, hon? We are going to make some wrist warmers. Oh my gosh. And I didn't show you. I made some in pink because the top stitch that we do looks like a heart. And I think next time I might add some beads in between to distinguish the hearts, from each other. But isn't that just adorable? And that's just a little chain that you make long enough to make the bow as long as you want. And that's so cute. This is what I've been wanting to make. Something for Valentine's. Okay, so back to the yarn. I love this yarn, and it's super soft. That's probably why it was looser on me, but it's beautiful, beautiful yarn. Beautiful, beautiful. If you want to get this, it's at Hobby Lobby. Let's see the name of it. Cinnamon Cedar. And things are not backwards to you today. But you can use any 4-weight yarn. It recommends a 5.5 millimeter hook, but that's not what we're using. What are we going to use today, Angie? 4 millimeter. You see it? 4 millimeter hook. You can use whatever size you want, because what we're going to do is I'm going to give you the measurements and, the stitch count and everything. But measure it to your own wrist. Let's see this one here. This one, it looks the same. No, see how it's just a little bit smaller? And it's a stiffer yarn. It's a little bit smaller. This one fits a little bit better on my hand. But you will work out your own. Okay, are we ready, you guys? Now, just a reminder, I'm here every Wednesday doing a crochet along. Who knows what we'll do next week? I'm thinking about doing that little book, that little thing of granny stitches, and work on a granny stitch every time. We don't have to make a full project. And then with that granny stitch, if we make so many of them, we can probably make a bag. Yeah, that's a good idea. Anyways, okay, here we go. Let's make this warmer. I have my little reward bell here. We're going to need scissors, of course, and we need the needle to weave in ends, which I did not do yet, and stitch markers, our hook, of course, and I made this little rough pattern. This is how you make your band. And you can make this band as wide, as deep as you want, okay? So we're going to make this band, then you fold it over, and you will stitch it together, and then you will work this around it. So that's where we're going. I like to know where we're going before we go. I just want to be prepared. So what I have here is that we're going to make 15 chains. And then when we come back around to work on here again, when we come back, it will be 14 single crochets in the back loop only. And the first chain, the first stitch, and the last stitch are going to be through the whole stitch. You'll see when I'm working on it. But the rest of them will be back loop only. And we're going to do, depending on your wrist, you can do up to 30 stitches maybe. More 30 stitches if your wrist is more round, smaller if you got little small wrists, so you will have to determine that, and I'll show you when we work on it, okay? Let's see what we land on. I have different measurements like 27 and 24. I try to go with an uneven number, so then whenever of rows, that way when we flip it over and stitch it together, then we have we make another row for to join it, and that would give us an even number. So let's try to stay with an uneven number. Now then, when we fold it over and we start working, we should either have 30 stitches, 27, 24, something like that. And then that's our first row. Our second row is these are double crochet stitches here. This is a single stitch, these little circles. The ones above are chains. That's okay. Anyways, so row 2 is going to be a V stitch, which is this. You're going to chain 1, and you're going to make another double crochet. And then you skip a stitch, because we're working from this way. You skip a stitch and make another one of these V stitches. Everything in the same chain. And I'm just telling you this ahead of time. You don't have to memorize this. Don't worry about it. When we get to it, I'll do some more description, of it. So 2 and 3 are that way. And 4 and 5 are a 2-chain V-stitch, which is the same as this first one, but in between we put 2 chains. And it makes it a little wider. And then the number 6 row, we're going to do what I call a W stitch, because it's no longer just a V. It looks like a W, and they're double crochets. And I forgot to put the little mark on there indicating it's a double crochet. And after each of the first 2 double crochets, we're going to make little picos. If you don't know how to make a picot, do not worry. Angie is going to show you. Okay, so I'm going to stick this back here so you can see it a little bit if you want to. I have to refer to it a little bit, so let me see. We're going to do 15 chains, okay? 15 chains, and then we're going to end up with 14, and we're going to just make that back and forth, and it's pretty simple. So I'm going to take my time here. For anybody who is brand new to crocheting, hopefully you can understand, and I can help you understand how to get started. Farah, hi Farah. Thank you, my strawberry nails. Ooh, I'm in strawberry shortcake mode. Okay, here we go. Let's make our 15 chains. All I do is crisscross, pinch it together, and bring it through that loop. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Do you hear my dog? She sounds like she's counting with me. We're not doing anything. Daisy, go sit down. Mommy's already fed you something, and you went outside. Now mommy has to do this, and we have to learn how to make these warmers. Alrighty, here we go. When I go back, this is the first chain from the hook. Actually, this is the first chain right here, but I go into this hook right here, and we should have 14. So if you do a single crochet, just a little tip, if you are making single crochets, you just go in the 1 stitch. And then if you're doing a double crochet, you skip until the 2nd stitch. So that's 1. 2, 3, 4. And don't forget, you can always go back 5 and rewatch this or pause. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oops. 10, 11, 12, 13. What? Angie is on count 14. So if you make 15 chains and you go back down the row with a single crochet, you should have one less chain. If you have double crochet, you'll have 2 less chains. So always accommodate for that. 14. Now, what we should have done and what I should have done and shown you was that we should put our stitch markers. And our very first stitch, I'll do that right now, but it's safe to do it when you first make the stitch so you know which one it is. That's the first one. Where's our last one? Right here. And if you keep those on, then you should be in pretty good shape, okay? Now, it's kind of in the way there, but that's all right. We will work through it. So you have your stitch markers in your first stitch and your last stitch. And do you see that? Do you see where your last stitch is right here? Right there, where the stitch marker is going through? We're going to chain 1 to move it on up to the next row. We're going to turn it around. And we're going to take our stitch marker out. And I love these stitch markers because I don't have to clasp them, and it really helps me because I'm fumble fingers. Now on this first one, this first V, we are going to go through both, under both loops, stitches, and pull it through, and pull it through. And that's our first stitch. Okay? We are going to, where's our marker at? It's hard to pick these up for some reason. And then we're going to mark our first stitch right, I don't know if you're able to see it, right there, our first stitch, okay? That's 1. Now, for the rest of the stitches, we're gonna work in the back loop only. Do you see these little V's right here? This is your front loop and this is your back loop. And this will always be your back loop because when you turn it around, this will be the back. I'll show you in a bit. Anyways, it used to confuse me because I thought the back loop was always the back loop, no matter how you turned it, but it's not true. Your back loop is what you see as your back loop. You insert it into the back loop and you make your single crochet. And you're just going to work that all the way down. Just your back loop only. Don't go all crazy on me. Don't pull an Angie on me. And let's see how long it takes us to do this and for me to stay in frame for you guys. But you know what y'all are doing now. Y'all are just working in the back loop, making your single crochets just like you did before. But now we just are working in the back loop. I'm sorry, I have the sniffles every single morning. Allergies, I suppose, which I never used to have before. Back loop only, back loop only. I am in love with these little warmers. I am in love with this color. I'm going to make another set that is much smaller that will fit me a lot better. Here we go. Do you see our first stitch here? We're going to go into that one, but through both loops, okay? First and last. Okay. And then we do a single crochet. A chain. I'm going to take that out, turn it around, and in that first stitch, we are going to go under both of them. I think I made a boo-boo when I first made that first stitch over there, but we're not going to talk about that. There's our first stitch. You see it right here? Put our hook through there. Man, I love these greens. So that's 1. Let's keep count on this round so I can see if I can ring my bell. That was 1. Don't miss the first one. That's usually where I go wrong. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. See how I told you it's always in the back loop? When it was facing the other way, this used to be the back loop. 12, 13. Oh, shoot. Did I lose count? Here's the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have one too many. How do I have one too many? You guys are always watching me mess up. That's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to decrease these two here. You get to see how to fix a problem every single time. And I don't do this when I'm working on it on my own. Okay, now chain 1, go over to the first stitch. I'm telling you, but once I get rolling, I get rolling. Oh, can you see it without this hook being in the way? Putting that into the first stitch. 1, back loop only. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and in both stitches, not the back loop only, in both of them there. I could take out the stitch marker, but I always hate to do that because I'm so afraid that I will lose my count and I won't be able to find the stitch again, even though I just pulled it out of there. Now I'm going to chain 1, turn it around, go to under those first 2 stitches, and make a chain 1. I mean a stitch, a single crochet. A single crochet, Angie, don't confuse the people. Okay, look at that. Alrighty. Okay. Chain 1, crochet, single crochet. Well, that's 1. Now, I could have rang my bell, but let me just make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. What? Angie's going to make it to 14. There you go, Angie. There's your reward. So we back on live now. Hey, you guys are back now. I think we got frozen there for a little bit. I'm like, what the heck happened? You're welcome, Douglas. My gosh. If anything, I can be consistent about having mistakes. Oh, MJ, hello. How are you? The yarn that I'm using, MJ, is I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby, and it is called Cinnamon Cedar. Did I say it differently before? It seemed like I said cinnabar or something. Cinnamon Cedar. See that? I love this yarn. Okay. I shall prop it up or leave it right here. Oh, you probably can't see it anyways. Sorry. Who else just jumped in here and I have not seen you guys? Okay. V. Hello. Tish. Add the heart. Took a screenshot. I want to remember. Yeah, you can take screenshots, but this is going to be uploaded into my channel. So you'll always see all of my lives and tutorials. My live tutorials are always on my channel. So go to my channel page, look at lives, and you'll find them there. I love this color. Oh, Memnali, yes. This is from Memnali. So, okay, so look at the beautiful little ribbing that it gives us when you do back loop only. And the reason I do 2 loops here, go through both loops, is to make it more substantial. Because if you don't, it'll get kind of leggy and openy. And if you like that, that's fine. Your stitches might be tight enough, but mine are not, and it looks yucky. So I go through both loops to give it some stability. And I move my marker over to my first stitch. 1, and I'm not going to count for a while. I'll catch up later on my counting to see if I'm there. And if for some reason I'm off, you guys know I'm just going to fix it. I am not going to go back. I am not going to frog it. I mean, I would frog it if it was like 5 off, 4 off, but just 1. Let's fix it and move along. Move along, move along. So pretty simple for now, and you're just going to make this as long as you need to wrap around your wrist, okay? And when you wrap it, you need to stretch it. Don't make it loose, because then that's how I ended up with mine. I am going to make this one exactly like this one. So no. Actually, what did I say? I'm going to make this one to fit me, and I'm going to take this one apart and make it just smaller. So I won't have to do everything. I'll just have to take some of these stitches out and then start from here. It won't be too bad. Okay, chain 1, turn my work. Single crochet, move my marker. So you guys can be finished with this. If you're watching the replay, you can fast forward. If you need to, you can just pause. Whatever you need to do. Whatever you need in your world, you do it. There are no, I was going to say there's no rules. There are rules in the world. But right now, nah, not so much. You know what? I'm going to tilt this just a little bit here, so it's a little down and y'all can see me better. Is that better? It's better for me looking through the camera lens. Sharon, hello, welcome in. Are you crocheting? You hanging out and watching, and possibly watching this this as it's added onto my channel? You can watch it again at your own speed. Sometimes people like to watch videos and see the whole thing first. I'm one of those people. And then go back, because I need to know what's going on. Turn the work into both loops, both stitches on that, just on that first one. Mark our first stitch. Let's see. Now here we go. Back loop only. I'll try to get in here where you can see me, and that way, if you're not familiar with these stitches, you can you can see what I'm doing. I'm a very visual person, so that's the way I want to teach. So I figure people are like me. And I have to kind of tilt it to the side a little bit because the sun is coming in, the light is coming in through my window, and it's really good light. And if I have it like this, it's kind of shadowy. So I'm trying to figure this out, people. Okay. We got frozen there for a minute and it scared me. I said, oh no. So I wonder what happened. Did y'all see me get frozen? And nobody said a word. Hi, Sharon. Hello, hello. Did I already say hi to you? I'm trying to keep up with everybody on here because sometimes I get so lost and so far behind on the chat. And yeah, I don't feel like it's nice. I like to be friendly and accommodating to people. I'm just one of those type of people. Chain one, turn my work, go through both. Periodically, I will go slower to show you guys. I'm going through both loops on that first single crochet. Let's see if I mix a little closer. How's that? Back up only. And let's keep a count on this round, on this row. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Woo, hoo, hoo. Anybody know what that means? Bell reward. Chain one. Turn my work. Go in through both loops of that stitch. Make a single crochet. Take out your marker. If you can get your marker out, oh my gosh. And then you put it in your first stitch there. Let's redo that. Make sure I just go through those little loops there on the first stitch. There we go. Okay, number 1. Now we're not going to count for a while again. Thank you, Glitz and Glams Nails. Thank you. I try to have fun with my nails. So that's 1. This is 2. And I'm not going to be counting. I just to begin with there. Yeah, I just cannot have normal, like, I don't know, what I consider as adult, mature woman nails. Yeah, I'm a kid. I'm a kid that's never going to grow up. And I love it. I was always so shy when I was young. You know what I mean? I don't know why. If I could go back and live my life again, I would probably talk more, or maybe not even talk more, but just feel easier in my skin, you know? First stitch, mark it. There we go. So these are so cute. You can just wear them underneath your sleeves of your jacket, put it on your little accessory. It adds a little oomph to your fashion. And I also made some pink ones for Valentine's because I love that top stitch that we're making. It turns out it looks like a heart, so love it. Love it. And it's just so cute. You don't have to wear a big old bulky sweater underneath your jacket. You just put on your little cuffs, your little wrist warmers. And I want to make myself, I don't know if I'm going to do it as our crochet alongs, but leg warmers. I really need some pink ones and some in this color too. My gosh, can you imagine over some boots? How adorable. How adorable. Got to get in there. And I don't take my stitch marker out for fear of I will lose my stitch. There we go. Chain one, turn it around in that first stitch, single crochet, and then I can move my stitch marker. Sounds easy, right? But my hands right now, my fingers are a little numb. So if you see me having trouble, that's the reason why. Don't know why. Medication, illnesses, who knows what it is. It's just what it is and I deal. So, but I was talking earlier, if you were not in here earlier, I was talking about how I want to work on my granny squares. I have that deck of granny squares, a box of granny square patterns, and you just pick one and work on it. And we should do that. I'll pick one and then we will, I will try to do it randomly. Hold on a second. But, and then we'll work on them and we'll just make granny squares. They shouldn't take too long to make, so we can keep our time down. I never want to go over 2 hours. If I feel like this is going to take more than 2 hours, we will cut it off and resume next Wednesday with the same project. But I don't think this one will take 2 hours. I hope not. I hope not. I think it probably took me about an hour, a little over an hour to make it without, recording it. So it takes longer when I'm recording it. But then I figure after we make all of those granny squares, we can use them for something. We can make something out of them. You can choose any color you want. I'm sure I will have my colors, but I'm not too stuck on, everybody having the same one. So I'm sure some of you guys watch Miss Kayla. I have a ton of respect for her. Kayla, Llama Mama Kayla. She has, since oh, look at my thing fell out. I hope I can remember which one it is, and it's hard to grab at. I do know which mine is right here. But see, my fingers are numb, and it's hard to feel it. But I have a great deal of respect for her. She has lost some fingers, and she still crochets. And she doesn't complain. I know that she's suffering, and you can hear it sometimes in her voice, but she keeps going and she works it. Let me tell you, she works it. She's a great inspiration. Go check her out, Mama Llama Kayla, I think is her name. I'm not good at remembering names. Y'all know her. And say prayers for her for those of you who know her. And I'm sure you guys do. Say prayers for her. Okay, here we go. That's our last one. Turn it around. And just work around that stitch marker. And then you can pull it. Okay. Let me just shake my hand down here beside my side here. Get some feeling back in here. Here is that first stitch right there. Okay. Back loop only now. Only the first and the last stitches do we go through both loops. But otherwise, it's always the back loop. And the back loop is always the back loop to you. Okay? The back loop changes from which one it actually is, depending on which way it's turned. If you're turned this way, it's the back loop. You turn this way, this is the back loop. Isn't it crazy? Isn't that crazy? And then we're going to make this as long as we need for your wrist. So if you're like way ahead of me already, make it to where it stretches over your wrist and fits you comfortably, not too tight and not too loose. This is the problem I had with the one I made down here. I made it too loose, and I made it with 30 rows. But you should always have an uneven amount of rows, so you end up making an extra row when you connect it together, and you will have an even amount of rows. Oops, I forgot to move my stitch marker to make your V stitches in. Sometimes when I just rest my hand, do I have a little stress ball? I made this little felted guy here. I want to make more. That's why he's out. And he did not end up in the Christmas decoration box. Nope, he's going to stay out here so I can remember. And then December 24th, I'm going to see him again. And I'm going to say, oh my gosh, I never did make it. That's the way it seems to happen. And then I have to do it in the last minute. No, hopefully not. I'll make different non-Christmas ones. Little lambs, excuse me, Pokemon, Jack. That would be great. From Jack Skellington. That would be great. Okay. This one I am going to take out at the moment. Don't lose track of that stitch, Angie. There we go. Chain one. Single crochet. Y'all holler at me if I move out of frame. Holler at me. I'm sure I can hear little hollers coming out of my phone. Net retailer, hello, welcome in. Thrifty crocheter, good morning. Good morning and welcome to this live tutorial in the yarn room. My name is Angie and I'm here all the time. Saturdays we have a crochet meeting at 9 a.m. every Saturday unless otherwise noted. Mondays I do a Yarn Talk Monday unless otherwise noted. I try to keep on schedule. And on Wednesdays we have this, our crochet along. Something simple, always something different. We usually won't be here more than 2 hours, but you don't have to stay for the whole thing if you can't, because it's going to be uploaded into my channel and you can always catch it. Just go check out my live section of videos. I turn it around through both loops of the stitch. Move your stitch marker to your first stitch. Having a hard time because I can't feel this marker in my fingers. That's okay. We're making wrist warmers for anybody just jumping in. You guys leave me a like. Double tap your screen. Okay, I don't know if that's right. Let's see. This is the first one right here. Double tap your screen if you're on your phone and leave me a thumbs up. I always set my little goals here. We're at 13. My next goal is 20. 20. I love it. I love it. I'm not above begging for thumbs up. But if you like this channel, please leave a thumbs up for me. Let's make it to 20. Let's make it to 20 and play with those emojis on the side. They're free. Who doesn't like free stuff? I love free stuff. I love to pick up things on the side of the road. Any of y'all like that? So bad that when my husband sees me, before I even say anything, he's like, it's just trash. I was like, maybe to you, but not to me. I can see something in that trash that is something wonderful. Might have to do with me growing up poor and having to make do and seeing things, repurposing items and everything like that. Okay, so could be. Thank you, Thrifty Crocheter. Where have you been? It's been a very long time. Of course, I remember you. Who forgets the name? We are making wrist warmers. You put this on under or over your clothing, keeps your wrist warm. If you put your jacket on, your jacket can come over and it'll keep your hands warm, nice and toasty. You can hide them in here, and it's very fashionable and so adorable. And I made some for Valentine's. You can make them any color you want. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And it had a little embellishment. Look at that, of just a cord that I put through here and tied so it's not permanent. You can add beads to it. You can do whatever the heck you want to do. You know that. That's what we do around here. Okay, back to work. And so far, this is what we have. Look how beautiful that is and how it stretches. I love it. So beautiful. This is the cuff, okay? So we're about halfway done with the cuff. And let's keep working, people. Let's keep working. I need to get a little closer here for my eyes only. For my eyes, because I can't see. Thank you for those little heart. Ooh, I'm at 20 likes. I got a new goal now, people. 30. 30 likes. And don't worry if you don't have all of the supplies to make this at the moment with us. This video will be uploaded to my channel under the live section, and you can go back and run this and pause it and whatever you want as you need it to make this. And this is a very easy, to me, it's very easy. I tried to explain it. You go back in the beginning and I'll show you how we made our chains, how many chains we made. This is a picture of the little graph that I made. You can screenshot it if you want to. And we're working on this cuff right here. Then we're going to do row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's all we need on this. And if you know how to read a diagram, you can kind of see those there, V stitches, and then at the top, what I call a W stitch. I don't know what it is. It's a V stitch with an extra little stick. Angie, you're hilarious. Look at that. I split the yarn there. Okay, now we're on our last one here. Here we go. Here we go. Insert it into where my stitch marker is. I'm paranoid. I don't want to take my stitch marker out because I might lose it, because I will lose sight of it. There's my first stitch. Right there, my first single crochet. Let's mark it. See, just moving my hands around a little bit, playing with that pattern over there, helped my hands become unnumb. So sometimes I'm going to have to do that. Y'all yell at me if I get out of screenshot since it's so tight here. But I think it's better. Y'all can see better. Now, first and last stitch. I keep repeating myself, so, if you need to mute me, mute me. For all of you experienced guys out there who just want to learn how to make this, mute me if you need to. But we're going in the back loops only. I want to make sure that everybody understands, and especially people who are just learning, And then we go into both stitches, the first and the last stitch, and this is the last stitch that we're working in. Single crochet, chain 1, turn your work. Single crochet going through both loops. And this is our first stitch, our first single crochet. So we move our stitch marker over. I think I went through too many loops there. I'm going to leave it. I know which one when I get back there. And we did 15 chains, and we went back doing a single crochet down the chains, and that means we have 14 single crochets. And if you were here in the beginning, you saw that I got off to a little rocky start. I ended up with, I don't know, 15, and I had to decrease, and that's okay. That's okay. I've been crocheting for 40 years, and it happens to me. It's going to happen to you. And it's better for you to see what I did to get out of that mess. And it's not even a big mess. Let's scoot back a little bit. I have a cover on my lap because I am freezing here in Texas. Yeah, it's probably only 60 degrees, but that is like frozen for me here. Turn our work. Go into that first stitch and create your first single crochet. Remove your stitch marker from the previous one and put it in that first stitch so we don't lose it. Whee! Does anybody else have fun like that? Little things make me happy. 1, that's 2, 3, we're going to count 4, 5, 6, 7 in the back loop only, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Angie's on count. How about you guys? Are y'all on count if you're working with me? Leave me a little heart in the comments if you are on count, or you're just proud of me that I'm on count. So, on count, there's my reward. Less calories and chocolate. I'll tell you that. So 2 stitches here. Let's go ahead and move our marker over. There we go. There we go. Okay, who has come in here? Jean Washington, hello, welcome in. We're making wrist warmers. I also made them for Valentine's. So don't worry, you haven't missed a thing. You can go back and watch this later. Thank you, Tracy, hello, you're a newbie. Well, welcome in. Don't we just love the newbies? We do. And newbies have a heart, a special place in my heart, because I love to just teach basic, simple. This is how you get it done. If you learn the basic things to do, like single crochets, chains, and in a circle, oh my gosh, the world is your oyster, as they say. But you won't be able to know how to do anything. Right now, we worked with 15 chains. If you want, just stay with us and chat with us for a bit. And then you can always go back. This is going to be uploaded onto my channel, and you can always go watch it and then pause it. But I pretty much gave you some good details on how to make this band that we're working on right here. At least I think I explain it pretty slowly and simply. And if not, sorry about that. I was like rubbing my nose with Kleenex. But if I don't, you can't understand me, there are a lot of people out there in the YouTube world that can help you, I'm sure. And I'm not offended if I can't be the one that shows you. I want to put it in here. I want to put it in here. And it's stuck with another piece of yarn. With the working yarn got stuck in there. Okay, but I didn't want to lose my place there. Okay. Now, first and last stitch, always through what? Both loops. Now the second stitch and the rest of the stitches are going to be back loop only. And then the very last stitch through both loops. See how I'm going through the back loop only of those V's? This is the chain. This is the stitch, single crochet. This is the back loop. When it's time for us to go through both of them, this is how we normally put it through both loops. But we're going through back loop only. And that's always, when you see it written down somewhere, it's capital B-L-O. And I'm going to show you in a minute with my little pattern that I make, my little diagram that makes sense in my head, and I can only teach what I understand. So there's some people out there like me that can learn that way. Let's do our first stitch before I move on and show you. First stitch, take out our marker, put it through our first stitch. Don't lose it. Don't split it. Okay, let's set this down for a second. Keep our hook in there. So here is the pattern I'm talking about. Let's see. Okay, so it says, where do I have it? Back loop only. Did I not write it down on this one? It might be in the description. Oh, here it is, here it is, here it is. I knew I wrote it down. So we single crochet, 14 single crochets, back loop only, BLO. But in the first and the last stitch, no BLO. So if you see BLO, that's back loop only. If you see FLO, that's front loop only. Okay? Just for some beginner guys there. Alrighty. And I'm going to hold that, arrange that right there so you can see that still. The little diagram pattern that I made there. And we're making 14 single crochets across the first and the last one through the back, through both loops. And I only count periodically. I put my stitch marker in my first and my last stitches. That way I know where to start and where to end. That's usually where people mess up. That's usually where I mess up. So it's always good to stitch your first and your last one. And if you have a long row of that you were making this like longer, and you have like 100 stitches that you have to do, I would mark it every 10 so you don't lose count. Okay, we're getting into our last stitch there, and I just insert it while the stitch marker is still in there. So I'm for sure not gonna lose it. Chain one, turn my work in these two loops right here. I'm gonna go underneath them and bring through a loop, pull through both loops, and that's your first single crochet. And then move your marker. First single crochet. Okay. And like I said, I'm not counting right now. I count maybe every 4 or 5. And we need to make an uneven amount of rows. And it has to fit you, your wrist, if you're making it for you or whoever it is that you're making it for. Fit over your wrist stretched. I did make a boo-boo on this one here, and I made it a little large. I made 30 rows. So I'm going to continue. And I keep saying that I'm going to continue and make 30 rows and make it wrong like I made this one, but I'm not, because when you're not looking and we're done here, I'm going to go back and take this apart. I'm going to make this one to the right amount of rows that I need, and I'm going to show you how it should fit on you. So, yeah, I don't know why I keep saying that, because in my head I think, just stick with the pattern, Angie. But no, I want to fix it because I really want that to be a lot tighter. And actually, I made these pink ones, the Valentine one, much shorter also in the cuff. So if you want less, you could end up with like 12 stitches instead of 14, 10. And depending if you're making it for a child, you don't have to make it this deep. So that's the nice thing about making stuff, wearables for yourself. You can customize it to your own size. You can try it on. If it's for a friend, have them come over. They can try it on midway or something, or important segments of the garment. I consider this garment. It's a wearable. It's an accessory, I believe, like a scarf. Okay, I'm going to take that out because it's getting in my way there. I'm in my last stitch. Chain 1, turn it around. In that first stitch, capture both of them and make your first single crochet. And then we can insert this. Okay. Alrighty. How are y'all doing? Y'all leaving me some hearts here. Ooh, look, I made it to past 30. My goodness. I'm at 33. Let's try to get 40. Starla Stacy. I was going to say Star Last AC. No, Starla Stacy. Hello, welcome, welcome. And Ben Dominic. I'm bad at this, guys. I am so bad at this. I'm so sorry. Felina Gran. Hello, hello. Tracy Broadfield, good morning. Can you explain what it is you're making? Yes, I'm making wrist warmers that you can put on under your jacket. And then your jacket would come over and you would just have it out here. And you can have coordinating ones. I made one for Valentine's. And they go great with my nails. Look at that. Ooh. And you can make them any color you want. The color I'm using for this one is, I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby, and it is called Cinnamon Cedar. Okay, y'all want to go get that? It's a Hobby Lobby. $4.99. If you go on the week that it has 30% off, you get a better deal. But that's what I'm making here. And we are going to make this as wide as we need for our wrist. Okay, look, I'm already getting to it already. I think, let me count my rows. Okay, guys, let's see. And this is how we count our rows. We go back to the very beginning, and there is our chain right here. And this is our first stitch right here, our first row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. I think I'm going to need just one more round because I think I'm going to go with 27. But let's look. When we put it on our wrist, we want it to be tight enough. I made my first one there too loose. And I am going to deconstruct it, and start over again. So this one, either I could go down one row, take out one row, so make sure it is tighter, because it does stretch. Do you see that, how it stretches? It really does stretch. So put it on your wrist. I think I'm going to take out one row. And that was going to make 27, I guess. So let's go back here. Let's take this one out. We did an extra row. I was talking and talking and didn't even know I was done. Okay. Here's my last stitch. Let's put the stitch marker in there so we don't lose it. So we can measure again on our arm. So you decide, try to keep it at I don't think it's devastating if you don't keep it at an uneven number, but I think an uneven number of rows is great. Okay, so I'm going to hold this here and I'm going to show you. I'm pulling it, and I think that will be a lot tighter than this other one I made with 30. So this one is going to be how many? Okay, so I count like this sometimes. I count the raised parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's 12, that's 24, that's 25. I think I have 25 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Yes, so I'm going with 25 rows for myself, okay? So if you have a smaller wrist like mine or it fits you, that's where we're going to stop. Okay, so now we're going to bring our ends together like this. And we know that we have 14 stitches on each row. So when we connect this, we're going to have 14 stitches. And you can go through however, whatever you feel secure as. I'm going to take this out. Go through both loops. I go through that same stitch right there. Then I go into the very first single crochet that we made, the chain, and then I bring it through and I do a single crochet. You can do a slip stitch, and that's all up to you. Always keep this lined up together, even if you need to like put the last stitch here, the stitch marker in the last stitch, and in the very last one here of the chain, you can, to keep you on track. And then I just go in through both loops and through the chain and make a single crochet. So that would be 2. Let's see if we stay on track. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Try that one again. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and here's 14, and single crochet, and we can take that out now. And yahoo, look at this, we have a cuff. Now this is the seam that we have, so guess what we're going to do? We are going to turn this work without losing your little loop there. We're going to turn it inside out, okay? Keep your loop there. Put your stitch marker or your hook back in there. And now we're going to learn how to do, so when I did it this way, I created another row right here. I inserted my hook in between here. There's going to be 2 here. Actually, I don't want to. I want to put it in here. 1. If I had, 25, I should have 26 stitches because I added a row right here. So this is, you put a stitch here. This is a row. This is a row. This is a row. You put a stitch there. You put one in every row. If you were doing double crochets, you would put 2 stitches in each row because it's longer. But right now we're working with single crochets. We're going to use our markers. We made our first one right here. Okay, our first stitch. And then now we're going to work our way through. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, ooh, 24, 25, and 26. That's an even number. We want to end up with an even number. And here is our first stitch right here. We marked with our little marker. We would have lost it. I would have lost it if I didn't mark it with my stitch marker. Insert my hook into there and make a slip stitch. Now we can remove this out of the way. Now we have a nice little base to work our next stitches on. And at the end, when we're done with this, we're going to work back here and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to attach onto the end here and make a single crochet the same way we did this one. So now what are we going to do, people? We already did our crochets. I ended up doing how many? 26. So I had 25. I don't know what those numbers are. Anyways, uneven number. And then when you attach it, you create another row. So that gives you an even number. And then you will have that many stitches going around. Okay? If not, you can fudge it. You can fudge it. We are going to make a V-stitch. And so a V-stitch is going to be, we always start a V-stitch with 4 chains. You begin a V-stitch with 4 chains when we start it. And then we make and the reason we make it 4 chains is because we're making double crochets now, not single crochets. We're working double crochets. When you make a double crochet, you chain 3. But since we're adding a chain after, this first stitch is 3, and then 1 is that chain in the middle, and then a double crochet into the same stitch, okay? And then the next one is going to be a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, all in the same stitch. We're going to skip a stitch and go into the next one. So that's how you do a V-stitch. I'll talk you through it. Alrighty. To start a V-stitch, you chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is your double crochet plus a chain 1. Now you're going to double crochet into the same spot. Complete your double crochet and you have a V-stitch. Now you're not going to yarn over or anything. I mean, you're going to yarn over, but you're not going to insert into the first stitch. You're going to yarn over. This is your first stitch that you skip. You go to the next one, and you're going to make a V-stitch by making a double crochet, a chain 1, and another double crochet into the same stitch. Okay? We're going to do this for 2 rows. Row 2 and row 3. Double crochet, skip a stitch, yarn over, skip a stitch. Now you're going to make your double crochet into that one, the next stitch, chain 1, double crochet. Yarn over, skip a stitch, go into the next stitch, chain 1 in the same stitch, double crochet. Yarn over, skip a stitch, go into the next stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the same spot. And that makes little V stitches. They're called V because they look like little V's. See that? A V, a V. Okay. So continue. And since you have an even number, you should end up okay and with using up the right amount of stitches and skipping the right amount of stitches. Okay, so I change, let's see. Okay, I started talking, so I lost where I was. That was my double crochet, my chain 1, and another double crochet into the same stitch. I'll talk you through this. Yarn over, skip a stitch, double crochet into that spot, chain 1, double crochet into the same spot. That's a V-stitch. Yarn over, skip 1, go into the second stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the same stitch. It was hard for me to grasp a V-stitch. I did not understand it. I don't know what I did. I don't know if I talked to myself differently about it, because the way people were describing it, it just did not make sense to me in my head. So if you need to shut me off, you go ahead and you just, follow along here. Skip a stitch into the next stitch, make your double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. And I think people were going really fast for me, so I had to really stop and think about it on my own terms. Skip a stitch, go into the next one, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the same spot. Yarn over. Something happened in here that I messed up on this, so it's okay. We're going to keep going. Yarn double crochet, chain 1 into the same spot. This happened to me last time too, so I guess you have to have an uneven number of rows. I don't know, but anyways, this is what I'm going to do. Notice how I will skip one and go into this one, but then I still have one here. I should have started this chain over here in this little spot right there, but that's okay. Go into the next one and don't let it bother you that it did not end up evenly. Do not let it bother you. It does not bother me, and I seem to be having a great time crocheting. Of course, you can be more of a perfectionist than me. I'm not. 1, this is our first chain. 1, 2, 3. We insert it into the third one. 1, 2, 3. The third chain, we insert it. And this is what I did not do in the other one. And you see where I'm ending up right here on top of this one? We want to be inside the V. And this little one should have been right here, and we would have had an extra one right there. We're going to slip stitch. Did y'all get that? We ended up right here on top of this post, but we want to be in the center of the V. So we insert our hook in between the V, bring it through. We're not going to create a single crochet. We're going to just bring it all the way through without wrapping it around again, without yarning over. And now when we started with 4 chains again, because we're going to do the same thing over again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in the same stitch right here, we're going to do our double crochet. And that is our first V stitch, okay? Yarn over. Now, we don't really need to skip anything. We're just going to work in the V's, okay? So in essence, we are skipping a stitch right here. So we're just going to work into the V's. Chain 1, double crochet. Hey, Shima, how are you? Look at, I'm at 44. You brought me some good luck. Oh, Patricia. Hello, you made a bear. I'm sorry, I've been neglecting you guys. Thank you, Sonia. It's so nice. I love it. I love this yarn. That's why they call it, I love this yarn. I always remember the first time I used it. That's okay, Shima. Sonia, yes, I love the yarn. Yes, please double tap your screen, leave me a like, just as Shima has instructed you guys. Goose bug. Who doesn't remember goose bug? Of course I do. Bertha, hello. That was my grandmother's name. That's one of my aunt's names. Love your name. Okay, we are making V stitches into V stitches. Okay. So I don't have the count of V stitches that we're supposed to have in here. I just know make V stitches and V stitches. Here's another V stitch. And that's how I keep it straight in my head. V stitch, double crochet, and a chain one and a double crochet. Double crochet, chain one, double crochet. Double crochet into the next V stitch, chain one, double crochet. Double crochet into this V stitch. And so we're doing 2 rows of these. So this is row 3 because the single crochet row counted as 1, 2, 3. And there is number 3 right here. I'll bring it closer to you later as soon as we're done with this row when we talk about row 4. And what happened to it? What happened to that little twisty thing? Got a little hiccup there. Chain 1, double crochet. Double crochet into the V stitch. Chain 1, double crochet into the same V stitch. Double crochet into the V stitch. Chain 1, double crochet into the V stitch. Double crochet into the V stitch. Chain 1, double crochet into the V stitch. If I am bothering you with my talking, just mute me for a bit. Not yet. Let's go on to the next round and I'm going to tell you what we're doing. Our last V stitch. Chain 1, double crochet into the same V stitch. And here we end up, okay? And we need to attach it to this one, which a double crochet is 2 chains. 1, 2, 3. 3 chains, I mean. So we're going to insert our hook into the 3rd chain. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to slip stitch it. Now, we do not want to end up right here above this post. We want to end up inside this V-stitch. So we're just going to insert our hook and make a slip stitch, which is bringing the loop through and just putting it directly back into the loop. And we're in the V. Okay. Now we're starting row 4. And we're going to do a 2-chain V-stitch, which is how we did our first 2 rows here of the V-stitches. Now we're going to do a double crochet, 2 chains, and a double crochet in the same stitch. But when we start the 2-chain V-stitches, we do 5 chains. Do you remember why? And we're going to do this for 2 rows. Do you remember why? Because when you make a double crochet, it consists of 3 chains, 2, 3. Now, if we were just making double crochets, we'd be done there. We can make another one. But we're going to add 2 chains in between on the V-stitch. So we're going to add 2 more chains. And now we can yarn over and into the same V-stitch, we can insert our hook and create the next double crochet of the V-stitch. And this is going to be our first V-stitches. And that's how you start it. So 5 chains, okay? Now, just as we were doing before, we go into the V-stitch here. We yarn over and create our double crochet, chain 2, double crochet into the same V-stitch. Now, the reason I told you, when I was learning, people would just say chain 3, da 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 da, whatever. And I was like, but why are we chaining 3? You have to explain it to me. 3 chains are for a double crochet. The other 2 chains are for the 2 that we make right here afterwards, okay? Okay, let's see. Okay, goes in. Are we back now? Are we back? Goes in. Are we back now? Are we back? Oh no. There we go. Are we back now? Were we frozen for a little while? Oh man, it always is the second time for it to do that to me, guys. Let me know that y'all are still with me. So now we're doing another V-stitch into this other V-stitch, and we're doing the 2 chain V-stitch. That's just what I call it because it's actually just what it is. Chain 2 in between the 2 double crochets, and that's a 2 chain V-stitch for me. That's how I remember it. And then, yes, I'm making warmers. So are y'all still with me, guys? Did y'all lose me for a little bit? Thank you for all the likes, everyone. Thank you. Okay, chain 2. And from here on, we're almost done because this is like so quick when you get past the wrist. Now we're going to double crochet and chain 2 and double crochet into the same V-stitch. Yes, thank you, Shima. Thank you. Okay, here we go. At least I'm coming back. I'll give it a little bit of time, and I try not to panic when it freezes like that. So, and I hope I don't lose people if they get discouraged, you know, and I'm trying not to panic, like I said, and just cut it off real quick and start over a new one. Do not like that. Alrighty, here we go again. Double crochet into this V-stitch, and we're making a 2 chain V-stitch. 1, 2 chains, another double crochet. That just further widens up, and that's like an increase. It is an increase, not like an increase. It is an increase. Double crochet into the next V-stitch. Double crochet into this same V-stitch. And then so on and so on. And we're going to do this for this round and the next round. If you forget where you're at, the first single crochets was your first round going up. 1, 2, 3. We're on round 4. And here it is again if you need it. Thank you for those little emojis on the side. I love them. We're at 49. Are we going to hit 50? Somebody double tap. Come on, just bring me over to the 50. Thumbs up. And I said, I'll be happy, but I'm happy now. Okay. Alrighty, let's see. Double crochet into that V-stitch and chain 2, double crochet into the V-stitch. Ooh, did we just hit 50? What? Thank you, guys. New goal, 60. Never happy. Sorry. I'm always happy, but, you know, got to move that goalpost. Don't want to stay stagnant. Okay. After this round, we're going to try to remember how to do the 2 chain V-stitch. And let's see if we remember, okay? So if you understand why you're doing it, you really don't ever have to go back and look at a pattern. You just know, hey, there was 2 V-stitches, 2 chain V-stitches. Okay, there's our 2 chains. And then another double crochet into that same V-stitch. And now we're ended up, see our 2 V's here, our 2 V's here. And a double crochet is always in the third, hooks up into the third chain. 1, 2, 3. You insert it and you slip stitch it closed. That means you don't yarn over. You don't want to end up here. So what do? We slip stitch into the V-stitch that we want to work in. There it is. Okay, now what do we do to start our next V-stitch inside this V-stitch? If it's the double 2-chain V-stitches, then we need 5 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is a double crochet and 2 chains. Now a double crochet into the same V-stitch. And voila, you get another V-stitch inside that V-stitch. Okay. Double crochet into the next V-stitch. And here we go again. 2 chains. Double crochet. Do that all the way around. And this is going to be our last one, our last round for this type of V-stitch. And then we're going to move on to bigger, better things. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5. Okay. And after this, I don't want to rush us, but it's our last row. 1, 2 chains, double crochet into the V-stitch, 2 chains, double crochet into the V-stitch, double crochet into the next V-stitch, 2 chains, double crochet into the same V-stitch, double crochet into the next V-stitch. And this is really, really fast workup. So you could make a pair in one day. You certainly could. Maybe a couple of hours, you could make a pair. And so if you're making them as a gift, you're able to do that the day of or the day before. But these are so fun to make. Double crochet into the next V-stitch. I love the color change here. 2 chains, double crochet. I love this yarn. It is so beautiful, so warm, so neutral. Goes with many, many things. Yeah, so beautiful. Now, if you're a counter, you can count how many V-stitches we have, and you can keep count of that. Miss Angie does not do that. She cannot be bothered. No, cannot be bothered. Look at that, 52 likes. Thank you so much. Oh, some people came in. April, hello. Yes, right. You can make these out of cotton. Anything you want. Ruby, hello. No sound. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's fine for you guys. Okay. Hello. Yes, thank you for the likes, everyone. I really appreciate it. Cake horn. Blueberries are a standalone fruit. Thoughts? Okay. I never really thought about it, cake horn. Sound working now for you now for Ruby? Thank you. Shatika Woods, hello. Thank you for my blessings. I love it. I love it. I love it. We are making wrist warmers, Shatika, and we're almost done. I have made one on my own, my sample, and I'm working on the other one with you guys, okay? So after this, you can make your other one. And I did go into detail on how to measure this on your arms. And if you can see, this one is quite smaller than this one because this one, I don't know what happened. I made too many rows. And this one fits much better underneath my clothing and around my wrist. So we'll get to check that out in a minute. Oh my gosh, we're on our last V-stitch. Double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. and we hook it up 1, 2, 3 into the third chain, because 3 chains make a double crochet, and we slip stitch it. But we don't want to be up here, we want to be in the center, so we insert a hook into the center of the V-stitch, bring up a loop, and pull that loop right through for another slip stitch. And now we're ready to start our next row, which is our last round. So this is round 6 now. We've done single crochet, 2 rows of the V-stitch, 2 rows of the 2 chain V-stitches. These are names I just gave them. I don't know, they might have other names. And then this one I gave a W stitch with a picot. That's the name I gave it, which is basically a V-stitch but with 1 extra double crochet to make 3, like a W. Now we will chain 6 to start it, and we're only making 1 round here, and then the picots, and we are done with that part of the stitch. Okay, alrighty. So what did we say? 6 chains. And why do we need to make 6 chains? 1, 2, 3 for the double crochet, and then we need 3 for the picot. 1, 2, 3. We're going to count down to number 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to insert our hook, and we're going to slip stitch it closed. And this is only for the first one, okay? And we're not going to have to make another row of this, so that's just the first one. Now we're going to do a double crochet into the V-stitch. And then we're going to make another picot, which is 3 chains, 2, 3. There's different ways you can do it. I like to go through these 2 little strands here. Some people like to go through the back loops, bumps, but I am going to go through these 2 right here. You see? Let me take it out again so you can kind of see. I made my 3 chains, and there is this and this. And I'm going to stick my hook through those 2 little legs. Those 2 little legs, and bring it through and slip stitch it. And then we're going to make another double crochet into the same V-stitch. And this is the pattern we're going to follow all the way around, okay? And it is so adorable. And I noticed that it looked like a heart, so that's why I decided to make these pink and red ones. And I made the red on this round because it looks like hearts. Next time I think I might want to put little beads in between just to designate and distinguish each heart from each other. Little white ones, little pink ones, I don't know, we'll see. Okay, here we go. This is our last round here. Now we're going to double crochet into the next V. Oh my goodness, I'm yawning. That's my first yawn of the video, of the live. So y'all should be very proud of me. Here's our next V-stitch. We're going to yarn over and double crochet into that V-stitch. And we are making what I'm calling a W stitch with picot. So there's our first double crochet. Here's our picot, which are 3 chains. I go into those 2 little legs standing up here, and I bring it through, and I bring it through. That's a slip stitch, and that gives us a little bumpy thing there. Double crochet into the same V-stitch. Picot. That's chain 3, 2, 3. You see those 2 chains right here where, let's see, where are they? It's where the double crochet and this double crochet meet up, okay? Right here. Don't know how to describe it other than the 2 little legs, 2 little stick legs sticking up there. Bring it through, slip stitch it through. Slip stitch it, slip stitch it. Do not single crochet. Double crochet into the same V-stitch. Now let's examine it. That's the end of that one. So I have 2 W stitches, which consist of 3 double crochets and 2 picots. Okay. Now we don't yarn over or anything. Well, we do yarn over, sorry. We don't add a chain is what I should say. Although I wonder if you could, if you wanted to change it up, but not in this pattern. Let's stick with this. And then you can go changing it up all you want. Yarn over, go in through the next V-stitch, make your double crochet, chain 3 for your picot, and you go into those little legs. You find them right here. Those little stick legs. And you slip stitch through it. You do not yarn over or anything. Double crochet into the same V-stitch. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Find those little legs. You kind of just have to train yourself to know. Or, like I said, some people like to go through the back bump, and you just slip stitch through those little leggy things. Leggy. Okay, double crochet into that same stitch. So you should have 3 double crochets in each V-stitch. And then you continue on to the next V-stitch with a double crochet. Chain 3. Go through those little legs. If any of you thought it was funny that I said leggy and you don't know me, it's because my daughter, I call her Leggy. Her name is Allegra. Double crochet. Chain 3 for the picot. Yes, I will. Where I would put the bead. And chain and slip stitch through there. So you have your, is that 2 picots already on this one? Then you do your last double crochet. So then if you wanted to add a bead, let's see, do I have a bead anywhere? Do I have a bead? Anybody? Do I have a bead? I do have a bead, and it happens to be pink. So what would I do? So then I finished that 1 picot, and you would figure out a way how to put this through your bead. You may have a skinny little hook like this that can fit in your bead, and then you can pull your bead through there, and you would have a loop, and then you can add this on here. Okay, now your bead is on there. And then actually I made a boo-boo. I made a boo-boo here. Let's go back. We're going to redo that, okay? Because somehow I went into the wrong section. No, I didn't. What is wrong with me? We're going to start over anyways. Okay. So let's say this is where we ended up, and we did our last 3 double crochets and our 2 picots. Then we would take our little hook here, put our hook, our bead on the hook, pull this loop through it. Okay? And now you have the bead on there. So it's no big deal. It's just going to be several, I don't know how many times that you would have to do it. You insert your other hook into the loop, pull it tight, and then you continue on. This is where we're going to make our other one. I just got a little confused. So we're going to start with our double crochet, and let's see how it looks because I've never done this before. And then now we're going to do our picot, 1, 2, 3. And then in those little legs, we're going to slip stitch, double crochet into the same, 3 chains, slip stitch, another double crochet, and that would make our 3 double crochets into this stitch. and it would be a little heart like this. So imagine these were red and this was, you can figure out how you could put the bead on your hook first, or you can put it after the way I did it here. I might go back and do it as a first one. But then you would have a bead in between each one and they would look like little hearts all separated. This is just throwing me off because it's not the right color. Okay, let's go back and take this out so you can go back to where the bead was. Okay, so I put the bead in that way, but now I'm going to do it a different way. Say you still have your small hook that you need because your bead needs to fit in through there, right? Insert your hook this way. Insert, let's see, will it work this way? Insert it here. And then make a chain. There's many different ways you can do it, and you would have it looking like that. Then you would put your other hook back in, your regular hook that you're using. And then you would do your, continue on into your V stitches. And let's see how this one looks. And obviously I'm not going to leave this one on in here, but I'm just showing you. And here's our picot, our 3 chains for our picot. And then where's our little legs at? There's our little legs right here. And let's see how that looks. Where you insert the bead determines what it looks like. So let's see what it looks like once I'm done with this. Hold on just a second, just so we can have it complete. 1, 2, 3. Go into the legs. Behind the legs. Slip stitch it. Double crochet into the same V stitch. And let's see what it looks like that way. Okay. So let's see. It would be underneath it here. So however you want to insert that bead, you just insert it into there. Okay. So I think I like the other one better because it was sideways. Yeah, I like the other one better. Okay. So I hope that helped. Rewind that as you need. Okay. All righty. That's how you would add it. And I'm so glad that y'all asked me to do that. You're welcome. Thank you, Shima. 55 likes. Thank you. Thank you, my dears. Okay, now we're going on into our last, not our last one, but our next stitch. 3 chains, and then we work behind those 2 little legs, and we make it a slip stitch, double crochet again. Chain 3 for the picot. Work through the back of those 2 little legs, slip stitch, double crochet again. 3 double crochets, 2 picots. Okay, now we move on to the next one. And this is what we have so far. And look at that. I mean, they are such a cute little heart kind of thing. It's just so perfect for Valentine's. Okay. And our picot. Okay. I'm so glad that we worked on that bead so you could see that it's something extra that you can do. And then of course, in this one here, I stopped on round 5 and then changed color to red. You could do it any color combination that you like. I won't make you do them the colors I like. I'm just nice that way. Yes, it's me trying to be humorous. And this last double crochet in that V-stitch. First double crochet in the next V-stitch. And then a picot, so 3 chains, work behind the little legs. Chain, slip stitch, double crochet. Thank you for my hearts, guys. Thank you. 1, 2, 3. and go behind the legs. Yeah, playing with those emojis is free. Who does not like free stuff? So is leaving me a thumbs up. Wait a minute. Did I do my picot? Yeah. So now I'm doing my double crochet. Okay. Now we're doing, oh, we're about almost halfway done. Look at that. Oh, 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 Angie, why is this just so gorgeous? 1, 2, 3. Now, you guys see, it was pretty simple, wasn't it? Didn't I tell you it was going to be pretty simple? It might be a little slow working up for you guys if y'all are brand new or it's just your first time making it. Always that way, no matter who it is. Always slower the first time you make it. But you just keep on, and I try to explain everything as to why we're doing the chains. That way, so you understand it, and it's not a mystery to you, and you're like, what was that pattern again? Well, of course, if you know that you're working double crochets, then you know you got to start with 4 chains or 3 chains or whatever the chains you need, according to what you need. If you're making it with a chain in between, no chains in between, things like that. If you understand it, you'll be able to make it work. Oops, sorry, out of screen, out of screen, out of shot. Sorry, sorry. Okay, and each V-stitch has 3 double crochets in it, and that's an increase on its own because the previous one only had 2 double crochets. 1, 2, 3 for the picot. I love the name of it. Picot, picot. It makes a little bump at the top. Let's see. I went a little wild there. Now we're going to do our next double crochet. Because I was saying picot, it made me all excited. 3, picot, picot. And then my last double crochet into that V-stitch. Moving along to the next stitches. And look how far we have. Oh my. Almost there, guys. Almost there. Y'all yell at me if I'm getting off screen here. I can't hear you, but you can yell at me. This looks like red cabbage. This little portion of it. Which reminds me, what should I make for supper tonight? Some sort of pasta, maybe some tacos, some bean and ground beef tacos. That might be good. We'll see. I was too much thinking about food that I kind of had to stop and think, what the heck am I doing? What the heck am I doing? Too busy thinking about food. Okay. And I'm so excited. We're almost done with this. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Thank you for all my hearts and my little emojis. Leave me a thumbs up, guys. Let's make it up to 60. Let's make it up to 60 likes. 60 thumbs up. Okay. Because we will be done here in a little bit. And I don't like to go over 2 hours of a crochet along. So I need to concentrate here. I hope you guys understood everything that I tried to teach y'all here. Y'all can go back and pause because this is always going to be uploaded. Let me check right here. Oh yeah, double crochet. Uploaded to my channel. All my lives are uploaded to my channel. It may take a day. It depends. I don't know how it works for you guys. But I think for me, it takes like a day for it to be totally up there. And you can rewatch it. You can pause it. You can ask me questions. You can still comment on those live videos afterwards. It just won't be in a chat. Uh-oh, I started making a picot. Got too excited. Got ahead of myself. Okay, let's see. You can comment, but you know, it won't be in a live chat. So if I'm saying, leave me a heart or whatever, I'm not going to see it. I will see it, but it won't be part of the chat. You know what I mean? So is that my dogs? Okay, we're in the last one. There's the last V. So double crochet, chain 3, work behind those 2 little legs and slip stitch it, double crochet, 1, 2, 3. Get behind those 2 little legs. Oh, I hear somebody wanting to go outside. They're going to have to wait a bit. Hold on, Koki. And slip stitch it through there, double crochet. And they're wanting to go out at the very end. What perfect timing. Now, since we're going to be attaching to our double crochet, we go into the 3rd chain. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to slip stitch it. Nope, what do you call it? Split my yarn. And that one I didn't do right. 1, 2, 3. I think because I'm worried about my dog that I'm not paying attention fully. Or I'm getting a little nervous because I don't like my dogs to wait. Slip stitch it. And I will make 2 little chains here. And I'll show you why. Where are my scissors? Finally, this was done and all in one. Okay, so when I did 2 stitches there, we're just not going to leave it like that. We're going to take our thumbnail and hold it and pull it, and it makes a knot right there. And then we can weave this in. Now we're going to go back. Do you remember how we did here? We're going to go back and make our, you can start anywhere. I like to start where I think I start. There's the seam right there. We're going to make a single crochet. You just attach onto here. Poor Coco. Poor Coco. That's okay. She can wait just a little bit. We'll attach onto our work. And then we just make a chain 1. Because we're making single crochet. And in every row, we will make a single crochet. This is a row. The indentation is a row. The one that's protruding is a row. The one that's an indentation is a row. Protruding, indentation, protrude. Each one is a row. So this is 1. Now this is the protruding one. Now the one that's indented. The one that's in protruding there. Indented. And you're just going to work that. The one that's raised. I said protruding, but that sounds kind of weird. Okay, so indented, raised. Protruding is just like a negative word, I guess, to me. Like sticking out instead of, you know, on top. So you just do that all the way around, and you know, if you can't remember where your first one is, leave a stitch marker in there, but I kind of know where it's at, but you can leave a stitch marker in there. Stitch markers are our friends. They help even us old crotchety crocheters. We still need stitch markers. I tried to not use them because I'm stubborn that way. But I had to realize, Angie, just don't be so stubborn. Just use the dang things. They help you keep track of stuff, makes life easier. Why do you want life to be so difficult? Because sometimes I do that, guys. Ooh, I said doo-doo. I'm sorry, I'm immature. Okay, look, this is where we joined it when we first started. Okay, so I didn't keep track of the count, but I know that this is the first one here, and I'm going to slip stitch it. Ooh, and I'm going to chain 2 like I did on the top, and then I'm going to cut it off. I'm going to pull it through with my thumbnail, going to hold the top of that chain and pull it. And it leaves a knot there. And then you could just weave these in. And ooh, 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 let's see how this one fits me. Oh, this one is much tighter. Oh, yeah, I love it. Got to weave in your ends, and there you go. This one is much looser. I'm going to have to go back. And it makes a difference, you know. It does make a difference. I'm going to redo this one again. But there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this crochet along. Here is the pattern. You can screenshot it. And I hope you go and make these for yourselves. They are so cute. Make them in any colors you want. Valentine's, you got enough time to make them for Valentine's, guys, and you can wear them. That is so adorable. And don't forget to weave in your ends. Ooh, I like this one. Fits so much better. Look at the difference in the size. Yeah, it makes a difference. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for hanging out with me and making these beautiful wrist warmers that I at one time called handcuffs. And my friend laughed at me. They're not handcuffs, they're wrist warmers. Okay. Talk to you later, guys. Thank you, all my moderators. Thank you, Shima, for being here with me. If I didn't say hi to you guys, I'm sorry, but hello, hello, hello. Noor, Dolores, let's see, Alyssa. Did I miss anybody else? April's been in here. Oh, hello. Okay, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me, and go make some wrist warmers and go leave it in my channel community page. I'd love to see what you come up with and what yarn you use. Bye.